Ask myself, bro, I did engineering, electrical engineering for that matter. And in electrical engineering, almost everything, even communication, has maths. So da kuniambia hiyo akili yangu iwezi shika kitu wewe umeshika. I said no, I will challenge myself. It was just hectic. I'm hearing that I need brokers. I don't understand what is that. I have no one to ask. But so what I'll do, if I hear a word from the person from YouTube that I have not understood, I would write it down. Then I would go again on the Wi-Fi. Then I'll look for that word. What is this?
You manually Google search there.
Manually Google search, and if I see I need more detail, I look for video on YouTube. What is this? What is leverage? What is everything? So I don't trade against the market. I have learned that the hard way. Two, I have a risk to reward ratio. I've learned the hard way not to be greedy. 3, I've learned not to move my stop losses the hard way. And 4, you are never in loss by taking profit early.
Traders, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Top Dollar Trader podcast, and I'm your host, Omari Charles. So here we talk trading and everything in between those lines. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited because I'm with the number one enemy of poverty. So he will be telling us on how he's fighting that poverty through the markets. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all those people who are supporting me and continue to support me. And if you want to be among them, you can also do that by subscribing, by hitting that subscription button. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring you Mr. Andrew, or you can call him Dr. TradX. So Mr. Andrew, how are you feeling today, man?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Me, I'm good, and I want to thank you for showing up, man. Thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome. No pressure.
So yeah. So tunataka tu we just hit this thing on the head. So talk to us. Kuna majama moja mbili hapa who don't know Andrew is. So if you can familiarize yourself to us. We ni nani, what do you do, na just basic stuff hapa na pale.
Okay, my name is Andrew Mwiko. And I'll say I'm a full-time Forex trader. So Forex is what I do full-time. Also recently I started training people on Forex. So I'm on my second class because I've been doing Forex for a while, and then I decided wacha nisaidie watu kupigana na poverty, because I remember when because if you're a Kenyan, you understand how the economy is, especially when you're a graduate. Because personally I've done electrical engineering, and honestly hiyo kitu ijanisaidia mahali. I just have the papers. My CV is very good. I have a very clean CV. But then after campus, you're there, you're trying to, wazazi wamekuambia si tumekusomesha, sasa tafuta kazi, and then una realize kazi ni kutafuta kazi. Actually kazi si kufanya kazi. Una realize kutafuta kazi ndio actually kazi. So 1 year goes, second year goes, and then you try to, nikiwa huku nje naona there are people who are doing things young just like me, and they are not employed anywhere, and I was like, how are these people doing it? So one of them, nikaenda kwake, nikampata anafanya Forex, nikajaribu kumwambia nisaidie akaniambia hiyo kitu ni ngumu sana, siwezi elewa. So nikafeel okay, nikatoka hapo. So yes, my life came hivyo, nikaanza kujifunza, and now it's a history down the line.
So it is how many years down the line that you left the campus, then you are trying to get a job, kazi ikakuwa ni kutafuta kazi. How long is it so far?
I would say it has been, what should I say? I left campus 2015.
Okay.
2015. And then 2016, let's say from 2017. That's when I started Forex now. Well,
so you started Forex immediately, almost immediately after leaving campus, eh?
Yes, I think two years later. I think 2017, 2018, if I am not sure.
Yeah.
If I'm not
So
forgive my English.
it is very okay. But
Yes.
what I find interesting is in 2015, if you compare 2015 and now 2025, the trading industry or Forex had not exploded like it is now. Right now, many people have the information. In fact, if you go online, you will find that Forex is almost everywhere. So in those early days, especially now in the learning process, how difficult was it? For you, maybe, what was your process now from now being attracted to this Forex? How did you get into learning, and how difficult was the learning with the idea that there were not so many resources and not so many mentors back then?
Personally, I'll say that the moment I began, I learned that now there is Forex from that friend. Baada ya kuniambia, I won't be able to, it's something that is very hard. I might not be able to understand it. I asked myself, sorry, ni kiburi lakini ilinisaidia. I looked at him and I asked myself, wewe umefanya nini shule? And then nikajua this guy did something to do with either computer science or maybe accounting, something like that. I asked myself, bro, I did engineering, electrical engineering for that matter. And in electrical engineering, almost everything, even communication, has maths. So na kuniambia hiyo akili yangu iwezi shika kitu wewe umeshika. I said no, I will challenge myself. So from there, I remember I left, and then during that time, already when I left campus 2016, had gotten married by then. So pressure was pressuring because niseme nilikuwa nimepatia msichana wenyewe mimba na of course nilikuwa nimempenda, nikasema siwezi acha mtoto wangu alelewe huko, and since we loved each other, mwambia we can stay, and tulianza life from down and it was hard. But one of the greatest thing that ilini enable pia ku manage kuwa successful in Forex, it was also her, because alikuwa anani encourage, anasema usijali wewe, one day itajipa. And when you are learning something with no one explaining it to you, and the only teacher, the only school I went through Forex was YouTube.
Okay.
So by that time I didn't have Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was very expensive, but I used to have a friend who had a movie shop. So I would go there and I would download videos on YouTube and come and put them in my laptop. So those videos, I would watch them for 1 week. Writing from, and I remember I just went on YouTube and searched how to be a Forex trader, how to learn Forex. So I take maybe 3 videos, I would take even for 2 hours, 3 hours. And I was very serious with it. I had books, I was writing. I began zero. I didn't know anything. When I opened the chart, because the first thing I did was I had to download the softwares. It was just hectic. I'm hearing that I need brokers. I don't understand what is that. I have no one to ask. But so what I would do, if I hear a word from the person from YouTube that I have not understood, I would write it down. Then I would go again on the Wi-Fi. Then I'll look for that word. What is this?
You manually Google search there.
Manually Google search, and if I see I need more detail, I look for video on YouTube. What is this? What is leverage? What is everything? What is candles? What is how do I open? What is MetaTrader 5? What, because I was still confused between Meta, because on YouTube I'm seeing people using TradingView, and then I hear MetaTrader 5. I was not trying to connect the dot. It was very hard for me. It took me a while.
It was an alien thing. You had not
Yes.
heard about trading. You have not interacted even with a candlestick. When you hear a candlestick, you wonder what is a candlestick. But
I would not.
you have said that you have given an interesting story about this one friend who was like telling you that this is very hard. Then you looked back from the course you had, then you felt that the course itself gave you that confidence that if you have been able to handle electrical engineering, then now the market, will be maybe easier. I don't know how you process that. But now I'm interested. I'm curious, like now that you have the experience, you have been trading all these years. If you look back then, when you didn't have that experience and you are trying to compare classwork, there is book smart, then there is a street smart. So when you compare now the experience that you have, then back then when you were very green, is there anything that maybe from school yenye ilikusaidia, yani you were able to transfer sasa kuja kwa market, then ikakusaidia, ama Forex is a total complete, yani ni kitu tofauti kabisa na kitu yote yenye ulifanya engineering? Kuna kitu
I would
yote yenye
say
ulitransfer kutoka shule imekusaidia kwa market today?
maybe how I used to handle maybe assignment or things, because I
Mm-hmm.
just use the same knowledge. If there was something I wanted to learn about in when I was in school, was I used to write. I am a person who I have to write, and not just writing. I was good in class if the teacher was in front there. When it comes to just going to library and start reading, that was I was not there. For me, if the teacher comes, once we are done there, I'm done. I go do other things. And whatever the teacher teaches, I would keep it in my brain, even to the time of exam. That was me. And actually, those who know me in campus know that I used to watch movies a lot and sleep and just walk around, imagining knowing that I'm doing engineering. But I passed. And so the only thing that I can say, it was just when I take a video, I would listen keenly, and I'll take every word that is articulated by that person or that guy I'm watching from YouTube. I would literally not forget it. If there is a word that I see, this one I will forget, because remember, nobody has a super brain. The brain will always leak. So it's good to note down things as you go by. And during the day when I'm just free, I'll just look at things and see, oh, so this is this. And anytime I've watched a video once, twice, and I'm good, that I've done with. So the only thing I would do is just go and look what the terms that I had, what are those? So write a lot of things, and I'll go and download videos now for that what I did not understand. And it took a while. It took a while. I'll confess, because by that time, finding someone physically, and when you go to those mentors, you ask them who are online. You try and remember they were white people, the one that I knew. When you try to ask them anything, they will tell you around $1,000 for a course. So it was hectic. It was hectic. It was not easy.
Yeah, it must have been a very hectic hustle there. But
Yeah,
now you went deep into learning, and the way you have described it is like you were very obsessed. You wanted to consume every bit of knowledge that you came across. Now, in the learning phase, until now, you felt that you are confident now to start putting what you have learned from this theory, now put it in a broker. So how long did that learning process take you? Did it take you like a month, or it took you a few years? How was the process, and how long did it take you?
Okay, to be able even to open a demo account
Mm-hmm.
and execute a market with understanding
Mm-hmm.
took me almost a year. Almost a year.
Almost.
It was that slow because remember I began very green, and also I'm trying to juggle even life. Remember, I've told
Mm-hmm.
you my wife was pregnant by that time. I also have to go. I used to go look for mjengo.
Mm-hmm.
I would go look for vibaruas,
Mm-hmm.
and also still whatever I get in the mjengo, I'll try and go through a cyber. I print a CV because that time
Mm-hmm.
you had to take CV physically.
Physically.
Yes. So I'll need also fare. So I was juggling a lot of things. So every time that I used to get time, I'll
Mm-hmm.
sit down
Mm-hmm.
and learn something. And
Okay.
whatever I learned, I will not forget. So that's what helped me. Yes, it took me a journey to now understand and grasp everything completely and know what I need and what I need to do to my first trade. And I remember the first amount I deposited now to a live account. I think it was $10. $10, yes. And bro, I was down to get to find that $10, and then I am here trying to trade, and I at that time I had not even understand completely about lot size and the type of account I was opening. Nobody was there to, so I would learn by experience. So when it came to demo, it was easy. But when it came now to opening a live account, it was a different face. It was a totally different face. Because when in live account, in demo account, you're being given $10,000 to trade with. And now I'm here, I'm told that the minimum amount you can deposit is $10. I can trade with $10, yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking I can take this $10 and maybe get $20 immediately. And then the amount of lot size I was told to, I calculated, and so with my account, I'm trying to open 0.1, it's not opening.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to open, it could so until 0.01.
That's when
And
you can enter a trade.
a trade, and then I enter a trade. It takes long. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
even for your trade to just come to $1, and I need this money.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite a journey. It was quite a journey. And then
It.
I remember I blew out that money
Mm-hmm.
because even trying with all that, still I've told you I didn't understand even. I had not completely comprehended how to trail
Mm-hmm.
stop loss, how to put stop loss. I had
Mm-hmm.
not. So I just knew I just enter the market and wait. So then
You
I believe
you didn't even have a strategy. You were just kind of gambling. You think you are
yes,
trading, but it was more of a luck thing.
yes, because I will not even. You talk of strategy. What is that? I was not even understanding what do you mean by strategy, because it was something new. It's something that I had. The guy that I was asking, I remember he showed me a physical book, these pages. And I told you, for me, reading books, I was not there. That's why I opted for videos. And then even going to ask him questions about Forex, he would just brush. Sure, but
Mm-hmm.
are those friends who don't want to help you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are all over. They are
Yeah.
all over everywhere. You meet them every day. But
So
now,
even
you.
when I stalk him when he's trading, so that I see how he's doing it, he just
Mhm.
flips the laptop. Ama ananiambia hey, nataka kututoka hivi situendanishe hivi.
Mm, yeah, it is unfortunate that we have people like that. But
But I
you.
like the way he did. Ilinisaidia. I like the way
Okay,
he treated me for that, and because later I'm the one who came and helped him in Forex.
you are like hapa ni wapi?
Yes.
Yes. So you didn't have a strategy back then. You were just gambling, trying on luck. But now with the experience and more maybe of screen time, imefika mahali sahi, you have a strategy, then umefika hadi you are teaching other people. So from when you didn't have a strategy, then now to having the strategy you have now, how has been the process like ulianza na wakajaza uligundua there is something even inaitwa strategy, ulianzia gani? Do you start with demand and supply, and how is that progression until sahi you are very comfortable with your strategy na inakupea maziwa at least?
Actually, the moment I blew that $10, I got frustrated because I didn't have any other money. So I left Forex for a while, and then later a friend of mine introduced me to cryptocurrency,
Okay.
and then I took the same initiative to go and learn about cryptocurrency the same way through videos. And that time when cryptocurrency is the time that it was coming to Kenya very nicely now.
When
And
was
then
that?
okay, I heard about it when I was in campus through a guy nikiwa town. Tulikuwa kuna there's a hapo kwa panaitangwa sijui ni ambassador. Ambassador. Hapo kuna mahali students tulikuwa nakula chips ya 35 bob hapo town. There's a base hapo kwa hiyo street ya Latema. Hapo mahali gari za Ngware, there's a shop there inauza hadi right now ziko cheap and it's cheap there.
Hapo Odeon hapo.
Hapo Odeon, yes, Odeon. So
Okay.
nikiwa hapo nakula chipo, a guy alikuwa amekaa hapo kando yangu, naona anaongea na simu ana nini, and then akaniambia unajua something, akaniuliza unajua kitu inaitwa Bitcoin, na mimi nilikuwa najua town ya Conman. Nikamuuliza okay, Bitcoin, akaniambia sasa hii Bitcoin ukiwa na kama 100 hii itakuja kubadilisha dunia. Nashindwa huyu mtu aniambia. Akaniambia that time, nikamuuliza saa moja ni how much? Akaniambia 100,000 and I'm a student. So what the person did not tell me is that I didn't need 100,000 to trade, to have Bitcoin. I could have owned even 0.0 something.
Yeah.
So from there I left, and then later, now when I was outside, I heard about it. Then I remember I had someone talk about Bitcoin a while back. So I got interested. When I got during that time when I was getting into Bitcoin, I saw I can't remember what was the price, but it was very high. Bitcoin was very high. It was, I think, either clocking $1 million or it was in $1 million. That is in Kenya shillings.
Yeah.
So I started learning it. I learned about it. I understood it. So you can imagine a lot of people who are trying to understand about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency world. And there were people buying a lot of coins. So I became one of the guys that understood cryptocurrency. And by understanding cryptocurrency, I would if someone wanted to buy to open a crypto wallet, I would help them, and then through that I would receive some money, so they would pay me for that. So I also, through that money, I would also take the money and buy some coins, because that time the coins were, and I remember there was a meme coin someone had told me that time it was called Shiba Inu. I remember that coin. That coin was supposed to make me a millionaire, but I didn't have money to buy it, and also not just not having money, because if I really wanted to buy it, I could have found the money to buy. But ile tu ignorance too. And then later, 1 month later, if I had bought worth of that meme coin, if I had bought around 3,000, but after a month, I would have received something like 50 million Kenya shillings. That is how fast that had skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to, jump in about, from 3,000 to 50 million. Meme coins, they have their own ways of, getting that volatility because they are attention driven. So if
Yes,
a meme coin gathers a lot of attention from different people, you remember like a Trump coin. The
yes,
Trump,
yes,
yeah, it within several, very few hours, it almost went to $100. So if
yes,
it attracts that enough attention, then it can be able even to run even to 100 million. But
yeah,
again, if you are not careful, when it rug pulls, you may also be able to you may find yourself being liquidated. But it is
yes,
very interesting that you are exploring crypto while also trying to figure out about the Forex market. So
yes.
these two, are you still in crypto? Are you holding on to some Bitcoin, or you have also diversified to other coins like maybe Ethereum or others? So how are you also, streamlining these Forex and then the crypto market?
Okay, honestly, I don't have any coins right now. I just
Okay.
left that one. Later, I came and left it because I saw there was a lot of frustration because there was a time I had bought a coin at 10,000 and that coin went to 150,000 within 2 weeks. And when it got to that place, I said, let me hold it to get to 200. It
Mhm.
went back to 2,000.
Yeah. When the momentum dies, the coin dies also.
Yeah, so I
That,
left that world. I said no, I just left it. So I began now concentrating on other things.
okay.
I got into also online writing. I did some online writing then. But still doing side forex, and then later I got into
Mhm.
forex now full time.
Now, when you were done with the learning either in crypto or Forex, but now majorly on Forex, then now you are done with the demo imekuonyesha yake, then you have come to a live account, then you have blown that $10. Then now
Yes.
maybe you realize it from there you learned very few lessons. Then with time it put you in a position yenye you are now confident, like umepata strategy and it's working. And in fact now I want you to give us your strategy inakaaje, like what is your ideal A plus setup. What are some of the things ukiona kwa chart una feel like this trade is a good one na inakunipea hiyo confidence na confluence ya kuingia market?
My ideal setup is very simple. For me, I just, out of all everything, trust me, I've traded every strategy out there.
Mhm.
Almost every strategy, I would say that. But the
Mhm.
one that I came to realize is that the simplest strategy, most
Mhm.
simplest strategy, is just price action, simple. Just understand price action, understand market structure. Just know which is your swing high, which is your swing low, where you expect the market to come back to, and not
Mhm.
getting into the market early, understanding the liquidity, understanding inducement.
Mhm.
Because remember, there is no strategy that is 100%.
But
But if you can raise your win rate to around 40 to 50%, you're good. You're good. You're good. You will be good. Yeah.
okay, so you have been through several strategies.
Yes, a
Which is
lot.
which one from that experience? Which one has made you? Which one is the most profitable among all
Market
of those?
market
Ma-
structure.
okay.
Market
Now,
structure.
on this day, it's a normal trading day. You are on your desk, then opportunities are presenting. Like on that particular day, how many trades are you looking to take? Like uko na limited amount, do you limit yourself to a specific number? Like you say, okay, in a day I'm going to take 2 trades, maybe. Am I in a week some 5 trades? Ama wewe, like, if the market is presenting those opportunities, you are like, okay, this is money on the table and you are going to capitalize. So what is your mindset in terms of the number of trades that you are going to take, either in a day or cumulatively in a week?
I don't have the numbers. All I do personally, I just wake up and maybe I had already seen where I'm expecting the market to come from or to, because I've told you I trade the market structure. By market
Okay.
structure, I mean there are people who call it. Personally, I don't like using strong terms because I learned that the way, if you are able to simplify your trade, to simplify, you leave alone those terms as long as you're able to understand what is supposed to happen. And this is what I teach my students. I tell them, just simplify those terms that you hear them outside there. And I tell them, I've been in this forex for a long time, and whatever strategy I'm teaching you, whatever I'm telling you, you can learn it, but just make money fast with it. When you get bored, then you can look for other strategies if you want to blow your account or you spend your money how you want to do it. But first, I tell my student, the first thing I want to do is to make sure that you become profitable. Once you are profitable, then you will be able now to decide if you want to go and find other strategies out there.
Okay.
So I don't trade against the market. I have learned that the hard way. Two, I have a risk to reward ratio. I've learned the hard way not to be greedy. Three, I've learned not to move my stop losses the hard way. And four, you're never in loss by taking profit early. So if you are targeting maybe $100 and you hit 80, and according to how you see the market is behaving, you see it might come back. By you just leaving the market or trailing your stop loss to the $80, you're good. You're not, what do I say? I've learned the hard way.
So yeah. So personally, you have said like, you can trail your stop loss. How, when you are active in the market, how are you, managing that trade? Are you trailing? Are you taking partials? Or what are you doing in an active trade when you are in the market?
I trade stop loss. For example, I've said that I trade, people call it SMC,
Okay.
smart money concept. So for those who understand SMC, it all deals with higher highs and higher lows, lower low and lower highs. So for example, if I am in an uptrend and I had received my signal to enter the market from around in 15-minute time frame, and I got it, and then the market start going my way. So most of the time I'll drop either to 5-minute or 1-minute time frame, because even in 1 minute the market will keep on creating market structure. It will keep creating higher highs and higher lows, for example, if it is an uptrend. So once I see the market keep creating higher lows, so what do I do? Once a higher low is created, I take my stop loss and put it below the higher low, because it has created break of structure. Once I see another higher high is created and it has been broken by creating a break of structure, so I move again my stop loss to my higher low. I move it like that, and because the moment the market want to reverse and the market is strong, it will take out the higher low if the market want to reverse, and that is when it creates. People call it choke, other call it market structure shift. I just call it a shift. When the market
Okay.
want to create a shift, it must take out the higher low. So once it takes the higher low, if I was uptrend, if I was bullish, I was buying, I know that the market might start to reverse. So once I've moved my stop loss and it has hit my what do you call it? My stop loss, I'm out.
Okay.
Then if it goes and it take the take profit, I'm okay because I'm okay with that. I've won in that trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about stop loss, I'm curious, like, how is that? How do you arrive on your stop loss? You know, there are people who will take the minimum amount, a dollar amount you want to lose. That's where they place their stop loss. Like, for instance, you may want to lose maybe $20. You will put your stop loss at a $20 level. Oh, and another way, other people is that they place that stop loss on a specific key level in price action. Now, like you have said, on maybe a low, if you are buying, So for you, how is your stop loss informed before you start trailing it? Because now trailing, that is management. But the initial phase when you are deciding that I want to place a stop loss, how is it informed? Is it also through a dollar amount, a minimum dollar amount, or it is a specific level yenye unaona like market ikienda hivi ikifika hapa, then your trade idea maybe it has been invalidated. So how is it informed?
So personally, um, I have a way of the way I calculate my stop loss. For example, I've told you I'll look for an entry at a certain zone, and I did that on my TikTok. I've done that video how I look where I'm expecting, because if it's a buy, I will always buy on a discount. I will not buy on a premium zone. So when the market is on a discount and I know the market, this is where it will come and balance, because the market will always balance itself. And how it balances itself, it comes and mitigates zones. So if the zone, I see a zone is clear that this is where I expect this zone is not mitigated, I know this zone the market will come back to. So, and remember, it's in a discount zone. I value below that low. And remember, this low is for example, if it's bullish, this low is the higher low, where the higher low is. That is the swing low, where my swing low is. So I'll make sure that my stop loss is below that swing low, because according to my analysis and strategy, the swing low is stronger in an uptrend. The only one that
Okay.
is weak is the swing high. So that is where the
Swing.
liquidity is supposed to be taken out. So I would place my stop loss below. So what I do, I trade most of the time with I do my analysis with the trading view, but I take my trade using MetaTrader 5 because of the broker
Okay.
that I use.
Yeah.
So once I place my stop loss, everyone knows about that tool for the long position tool and the short position.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
long,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see where my stop loss is. Once I do that, I'll
Okay.
take a risk to reward ratio of 1:3 or 1:2, depending with
Okay.
how I see the market is. So if I see it's 1:2, 1:3, then from there, I ask myself, how much do I want to risk in this trade? I'll say maybe I want to risk $100. Maybe I want to risk $200. Now, from the $200 and from that level, I'll calculate how many pips are this in this stop loss. Then from that is what will make me determine what lot size I'm going to use for that trade.
Okay.
And so I don't have a fixed amount. Sorry, I don't have a fixed lot size I want to risk, but I have a fixed stop loss amount. So if I decide I want to use 100, I'll make sure I'll calculate what the 1:3. That means if I risk 100, I'll get 300. If I risk 200, I'll get 600. So the lot size will be determined by that amount, and also by the size number of pips that, or the number of points that are in that red zone. That is the stop loss using the long or short position tool in TradingView. I just simplify my trade that way. I don't look for other confluences.
Very nice. So the last, I think, on stop loss, like we have said, you have said you trail, the stop loss as the market moves in favor of you. Now, what if the market now is on the reverse? It is approaching your stop loss. How are you, going to manage that stop loss? Kuna watu wengine, they feel fearful, then they feel hopeful, then they will be adding on that stop loss. But for you, if the trade is against you, how are you behaving with that stop loss?
For example, I've said with my strategy, if I'm uptrend, I expect to enter at a discount zone. So I know my swing low where it is. So if the market comes and takes out my low and the body closes below, then I'm sure the market is changing direction. So what do? I don't move my stop loss, because if I move my stop loss, I'm sure it will be taken out again. So what do? I just accept the loss. And now, since I know the market want to shift direction, so I shift direction again. Now I look for sell. If that sell also gets taken out, I'm out. I won't trade again. I'll look for other pair to find entries.
Very nice. Now, in terms of your trading plan, you have talked, you have said that you are aiming for a 1-to-2, then a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. Like,
Yes.
if you can share more, like maybe which market are you looking, and maybe which sessions are you trading, and just few things here about the your trading plan.
Uh, there are strategies that I've shared on TikTok. Those are also strategies that I found people could also look at. And most of the time, I just say, do back testing before you try this strategy, because I don't know the kind
Okay.
of pair you're trading. Personally, I
Mhm.
trade gold, I trade GBP USD, I trade Euro USD, I trade GBP JPY, and
Mhm.
those are the main four. I just trade four pairs.
Very nice. So
Yes.
you have also mentioned about backtesting somewhere. Uh,
Mm.
Sometimes, I don't know what happens, but you can be backtesting, then you are getting some positive feedback from the backtests, But now it is very hard sometimes to duplicate that positive, continuity from the backtest into now the real markets on the charts. Now, like, what is the biggest limitation? Ni ile like, okay, on a backtest maybe ziko simulated, then now on the real market kuna hiyo emotional feeling. So what do you think is the biggest hindrance yenye inafanya like uko successful kwa backtest lakini huwezi replicate that performance kuja kwa real markets?
Most of the time, you'll find it's entry model. What is your entry model? What is your checklist before you enter the market? For example, you want to enter a market. What do you look for? Because if you just want to enter every market, the market will enjoy your money. So you must have conferences. I cannot enter the market until these three things happen. I cannot enter the market until 1, 2, 3, 4 happens. If it doesn't, you are out. You look for another pair. That's why there are many pairs to trade. So analyze different pairs. Look the one that is able. When the market gets to where you want, there are times that I use limit orders. There are times that I just use market execution. So it depends on what how that market looks like. So you have
So
to,
they
yeah.
sorry. Okay. Now there is this day you have presented yourself to the market. Then you have done your analysis. Then unaona like this trade you have analyzed, it has already checked all those checklists. Everything is okay, everything is aligning. Then now you enter this trade. But now what happens? The trade goes to a loss. Okay, it is normal for a trade to hit a loss. But for you now, when a trade has hit that loss, how are you going to respond? Are you going to like leave everything, or leave everything, then call it a trading day? Ama you will still be there like open another chart, trying to figure out maybe kama unaweza recover from that loss. So what is your mindset after hitting a loss or a series of losses?
You see, when you have a good strategy and you know your strategy very well, if that, for example, the one that I use, it's all about price action, how the market is moving. And if it does not work with that, I know for me, if it's uptrend and it goes against me, it just simply means the market want to change direction. So why should I give up? Remember, I have a risk to reward ratio. So once my stop loss is hit, I've not blown an account. I've just lost the amount that I was willing to lose. And I'm okay. So I'll be able, I will not be chasing the market, but I will now look and wait again. If I want now to sell, where is the ideal place to sell from? And that is where I enter, and that is where I execute the market.
Yeah. So there has been recently there's been a big talk about prop firms. Everybody these days is using prop firms, trying to get that leverage. Like, what is your style? Are you also using prop firms? Am where you are on your personal account trying to, grow that account? What is your style?
Personally, I've never used a prop firm, and I'll not discourage. If you are able to get one, just get it. It's good to use other people's money instead of yours. And also with prop firm, you have a good amount of money. But what I would advise people with prop firm is not that I don't know anything about it. I know, because when it comes to Forex, I'm good at it. So prop firm, the way I always advise my student is, if you want to use prop firm, what you do, the amount of money you are given. For example, you're given $10,000, and you are told, if you lose $2,500, the account will be taken. Then your capital is not $10,000, but your capital is 2,500. So don't use a lot size of 10,000 in that account. Use a lot size of 2,500. Because if you have a good strategy, and you know you are going to risk, risk around 2,500, that is the amount of money you are given not to lose. So you will know in your head, you only have 10,000. You only have 2,500 to not to blow that account. So just in your head, you have 10,000, yes, but you trade as if you have 2,500.
2,000.
Simple. Very and nice. If you are able to do that and you have a good management, you have a good strategy. Risk management. Yes, and risk management. Maybe you are looking for 1:2, 1:3. And for that 2,500 to end, you decide, I will be risking $100 in every trade. That means you will have 25 trades for you to blow that account. But what people do, you take that account and you want to enter full margin. If you have taken a prop firm, don't blow it. Take it as a business, because I always tell people, take Forex as a business. The way you just can't go and use every money that you have to buy stock. You will have to leave some money to run errands. It's the same. In Forex, don't be greedy. In Kenya, if you find yourself you are able to earn even $20 per day, you are good. That is a salary of maybe per month. It's around, if you're trading 5 days, that's around 40,000. That's around 40,000. If you're able to get just 2,000 Kenya shillings in a trade per day, you're good. Just have discipline. Just say, according to my account, how much do I expect? Don't have a $20 account and you want to take your money to $200. I'm not saying you can't, You can,
Mhm.
and it's possible.
But it is not realistic in the
But it is not
long term.
yes, and that is greediness. And in forex, if you're greedy, wewe ndio utaanza kusema forex ni scam.
Mm.
Yes.
Very true. So somewhere in between there, you have mentioned that you have to trade or approach forex like it is a business. But for somebody who is new and trying to trade this forex as a business, may not know what it entails to trade forex as a business. So how are you yourself trading it as a business, and what are some of the best practices zenye mtu akifanya then they are able to kumweka ile zone ya I'm trading it now as a business. So what do? What does trading like a business mean?
Being realistic and managing your, if forex is not about managing your money, it's about managing your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
As business say, the customer is right. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to the market,
Mm-hmm.
the pair is right. So whatever it says, obey it,
Mm-hmm.
respect it.
Mm. Yeah,
Have a
but
good
I
have a
think,
good have a
sorry.
good risk management. Have a good risk management. Once you have a good risk management, you're good. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be greedy. But of course, you see one thing, trying to advise someone who is entering forex that don't be greedy. That is a term they don't understand. They have to learn
Mm-hmm.
the hard way. So I always tell my
Mm-hmm.
students, I'm just telling you so that you don't say I didn't tell you. Don't be greedy, of which I know you will be. But you will learn it the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it is it is human nature. You have 10,000, you want to push it to 50,000, then ikifika 50,000, now you want 100,000. It is in the human DNA. You can't deny it. But the only way I think you can be able to limit that, so that you can be consistent, because the idea is to be consistently profitable to the long term, not hitting, a big win today, then tomorrow you are hitting a very big loss. That is not consistent. But to trade consistently, I believe that you must have rules. These rules are going to prevent you from now entering into gambling, because there are people who think that they are trading, but in real sense, they are gambling. So for you, and with this time you have been in the market, which are some of the rules that you have been using all through zenye zimekufikisha mahali huko, and they are able to streamline you kukuweka in that zone?
One,
Mm-hmm.
I look the first thing when I wake up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm trading during the night, what I look is directional
Mm-hmm.
bias. Am I
Okay.
uptrend? Am I downtrend? If I am uptrend, I will be
Mm-hmm.
looking for uptrends.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I'm not a swing trader. I'm a scalper. I'm
Okay.
a day trader. So I will
Mm-hmm.
not. I might analyze the market for maybe 4 hours and maybe daily and
Mm-hmm.
see how the market want to, what I'm expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll always drop to maybe 1 hour and 15 minutes, 30 minutes there
Mm-hmm.
to look for an entry. And then I also respect sessions, because during sessions, New York and London session, that is when the
Mm-hmm.
market moves well. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, you need to be in and out of the market. Once you hit your goal during the day, you have a certain amount you want to get. There's an amount of money you get, you are
Mm-hmm.
out. And another thing is risk management. I have a risk management rule. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what I have, and trust me when I say I learned the hard way, I learned the hard way. But since I started having that risk management, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you my account has been safe for a while now,
Very nice.
because
Now,
blowing account is the enemy. The same I say poverty is the enemy. Blowing account is the hardest thing. Inakufanya unakuwa na stress.
yeah, I understand that. I've blown, accounts here and there. And it is very painful to lose an account. But
Yeah.
talking about risk management, you say that you are one of the rules that you have is very stringent risk management. But now on the risk management itself, like when you are approaching now the market, you want to trade, like the risk, is it a fixed risk ile yenye unajua like on this my account size vile iko I will be going for instance let's say 2%, naona, so wewe unajua aje anytime I'm approaching the market I'm going in 2%, ama you have the model like okay you are in the market, this one looks like a very good setup, then sasa inakuwa dynamic in that depending on a setup umeona, if it is a good setup you may go in heavier, ama if it is not a good setup instead of going at your normal risk then unapunguza kidogo. So how are you approaching your mindset in terms your risk management in terms of now the dollar amount yenye unaingia nayo kwa market?
Uh-huh. Personally, when it comes to risk management, I find myself taking 1:2, 1:3 most of the time. But remember, and the reason is I have I'm trading according to the trend. So I have a swing high and I have a swing low. So if I have a swing low, that means that is where I expect to put my stop loss. So it is my stop loss from the swing low and my entry to the swing high. Because if it is an uptrend, I expect the higher high to be taken out. So
Okay, that's the risk to reward ratio. Then yes, that is very nice. So that 1 to 3, it is I think that's a good risk to reward ratio, because now when you hit those losses, it will be able, if you are target 1 to 3, it can be able to cover all those losses. So I think that is very commendable. But we talked about trading as a business, and I feel like one of the ways to trade like a business is to have records, is to know like what you have done today, you know, what you did the day before today, and be able to compare all those things in terms of keeping a trading journal. So I'm also curious to know, like you've been in the markets for a while now. Do you still keep a trading journal? Ile unaandika maybe you took 5 trades here and there, ama from the experience now umelan you are able to instinctively approach the market. So do you have a trading journal, na kwa hiyo journal which kind of data are you recording yenye ni critical kwako?
no, I don't have a trading journal. I'll lie if I
Okay.
say I do.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, it's because my strategy is just that simple.
Okay.
So even if I go to the market and start looking, I can tell this one I got it right, this one I got it wrong, because it's just that simple. I've told you I just trade SMC, and it's just like that. So it's not about keeping, and also your past can also haunt you when it comes to Forex. Your win can also be, in short, don't be comfortable. If you've gotten a loss, move away from it. If you've gotten a profit, move away from it. Going to those data, it will only frustrate you or start giving you regrets and telling you, hey, I used to. You hear somebody saying, I used to. You used to what? And the life right now is not about past, it's about now. You tell somebody, I used to be, I used to, and right now, what are you? That's why you find people will be attracted by people who are successful.
Yeah.
So it's trying to tell us you used to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Life is not fair and it will never be fair.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Okay.
understand that and just embrace it and move with it. So going to look at what nilipata, last week nilipata, last week niligongwa, last week I did, like, no. Like, you see, I think it was was it yesterday or the day before? My stop loss was hit, and the next day I recovered the stop loss. Now imagine if I just said, hey, leo nimegongwa, kesho sita trade. Would I have recovered that money?
Not possible.
No. So you have to, with a good strategy, you know very well, you can't just be 2 to 3 consecutive trades that are going against you. It will be very hard for that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, kuna mtu anaweza kuangalia, then he can take maybe inspiration kutoka kwako. You've been in the markets, then you have found success here and there. But sasa, it is very difficult for people to see the struggles zenye zimekuweka hapa mahali huko. It was not easy. It has never been easy in this field. So what are some of the things zenye there before you really struggled with? Kuna vitu zilikusumbua. Then over time, maybe you have worked on them, then now you are in this position. So if there is somebody mwenye wants now to get into these markets, like what are some of the expectations anafaa kukuwa nazo, and how did you or you during that process will deal nazo aje?
One thing, kuna kitu Ndwale anasemanga bana, hii Kenya si ya mama yako. So hii forex si yako. You'll never be very smart in forex. So keep learning, keep understanding, keep and also for beginners, try and concentrate maybe on 2 pairs if that has to be. Concentrate on 2 pairs. Don't, because so that make sure that you, if you are asked a question about the day before, you can draw how that market went.
Okay.
Make it's printable in your head. Why? Because you have understood that pair. Understand how certain pairs behave, because the way gold behave is not the way GBP USD behave. So understand how those pairs behave. Once you learn that, it will be good for you. Another thing, understand your emotions. Forex, if you have low self-esteem, don't get into it. Forex is for people who are kama let me crack a joke. Kama wewe ni mtu ukiwachwa una take 1 week kuheal, achana na forex.
Isi yako.
Isi yako bana. It is very hard to heartbreak someone who has been in forex. Those people are built differently. It is very hard to heartbreak. Wewe ni mtu utamu heartbreak, akuangalie hivi, akupatie 12 hours, the next alishaenda hadi amesahau hadi jina yako.
Nataka kuheartbreak mtu amelose maybe 20,000 that day and he is not even looking like he has lost something. So ni nini?
Na akai ni kama mtu amepoteza hiyo pesa. Sasa na si mara moja. Sasa wewe mwenye hata unakula hiyo pesa, unafikiria itaenda, si anaangalia hivi anasema by the way msichana, hiyo 5,000 hiyo 10,000 namtumianga, si hiyo naweza flip. Unaanza kuangalia kwambia sawa. So it's hard.
It is it is. So hii kitu ni ngumu. Like for you approach aje? Like did you have like buddies mwenye you are talking out strategies mwenye ukipiga loss hapa na pale unamwambia did you have ama imekuwa more of your own thing, yani ni wewe pekee imekulima peke yako? So did you have people mwenye you shared ideas, you traded with, trying to come up with strategies, ama it has been more of a solo journey all through until now?
Earlier on it was a solo journey, nilikuwa tu peke yangu until later nika I had to inaitwaje, I helped a friend nikamfunza Forex.
Mhm.
Actually hakuwa anajua, nikamintroduce to Forex.
Okay.
I showed him how to learn and then akakuwa pia anajituma, nataka kujua. Later akajua. Na alijua to an extent that alikuja sasa akaishika hadi there were strategies zenye ndiye alikuwa ananiletea. So he is one guy that I mentored and now we are mentoring each other.
Okay.
Umeelewa?
Yeah, umeelewa.
I
So
mentored,
let me ask
now we are mentoring each
you.
other. Yes.
Now, if you compare back when you had him now, umemweka kwa process, then now he has grasped, then he is able to deliver some strategies. If you compare when you had him na wakati ulikuwa peke yako, when did trading become, it is not easier, but when did it lighten up? Ni wakati you are sharing ideas ama ni wakati ulikuwa unafanya your own thing?
When you have someone, of course. You see, when you have you can walk alone, you can move fast. But when you have someone you can share with something, you can walk a distance. You can walk a distance, a very long distance. So since I had him, and he's a good friend, anaitwa Nyam. Namwitanga Bearden, akona mandevu. So he's a good friend. And I would say the reason is sometimes this thing is depressing, especially if you hit some losses. So when you have someone you can tell, hey bro, because sometimes marafiki uko nao unajaribu kuelezea hao hata wajuangi ni unafanyanga, na hata wakijua hao wanajua Forex imeharibiwa jina huko nje. So ukijaribu kuambia wa understand, so ukijaribu kuna stress juu ume lose a trade, wanakuangalia hiyo ni nini sasa, then you have time to explain to them and you don't have that, you are in a stressing moment. So it has been different because someone that I can call. Like that day wakati nilipiga hiyo stop loss, nilimpigia nikamwambia, hey bro, hii sijui mbona ili nini, na akaangaliambia wacha niangalie nione maybe ni wapi ili go wrong. Akaangalia sema hey, yenyewe hii ilikuwa ina seti mtu, hii ilikuwa ina kuseti, and then we look at it and you move on. Nikamwambia but now sasa natafuta hiyo trade next. Akamwambia wewe angalia ingine, ikikubali kijipa ingia and you enter. So when you have somebody you can talk to and I found that imefika mahali sasa mimi ndio huyo mtu kwa my students. Because when you enter my class it's not free. You can imagine all that struggle, and then nakuja nakupatia. I tried giving it out for free and people did not understand. So I tried getting it. Hata nimesema nini?
You about the classes you try to give it out for free.
Classes, yes. So I don't do it for free. I don't do it because when you try to give something for free, people don't value it. They will not value it. And then they will, ukianza kuwapatia for free wanakuwa entitled. They think they deserve it. But when you put value into something, una shed a lot of jokers. You shed a lot of jokers because you can imagine how my DM is. And trust those who want to learn, you can even tell by how they are talking to you. And most of them, they don't even argue. When I tell them the price, they don't even argue. Wanakuuliza anaweza anza lini, and they pay and they enter. And most
now,
of the time,
talking about those classes, how are you doing them? And so far, what is your capacity? And how do you do it? Do you do it in terms of cohorts? Like what is the structure for somebody mwenye maybe anataka kupata a share of your strategy, a share of your risk management, all those things? And what is the process?
One, we do them online. I don't have a physical class. I just started even my TikTok account. The one you've seen, it's right now, as of today, it's around 20,000. It's 20,000, 20.2K. And it's not, I gender 3 months sasa. I think in a hit 2 months.
Okay.
And so when I started teaching, it's not more than 3 months. So already I have two classes. The first class Isha, because I
Okay.
take two classes for I take classes for like network for 3 weeks. For
Oh,
the
okay.
3 weeks. So once you pay, you
Mm-hmm.
go for 3 weeks. And when you go
Mm-hmm.
for 3 weeks, after 3 weeks, you can enter the next class. If you didn't understand, you can enter the next class for free.
Okay.
And after that,
Very
once
nice.
we are done, you can always ask questions. And I'm glad my first class, most of them, I had almost 10 students. 10
Okay.
students. And the next one, I have a good number. And ina happen tu usiku yangu inakuanga usiku saa 4,
Mm-hmm.
usiku saa 4. And then I have few students ambao huwa tunafanya saa 8 ya mchana,
Mm-hmm.
and those are international students.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Now I'll get your links, then I'll put them in the description so that maybe if there's 1 to 3 who is interested in that can be able to reach directly to you.
Yeah.
But now moving on from that, we are in the forex market to win. That is everybody's dream. We have to win. Though it doesn't happen always, but if you're consistent, if you have a strategy, then maybe luck plays your way, you can be able to win. Now, there was a moment where you were not making money. Then ikafika mahali you made at least a good sum. So
Mhm.
I'm interested to know like ile pesa ya kwanza, the first amount yenye uliushika ukafeel now I'm making something. What did you do? Ulifanya nini?
Saa ya kwanza mzuri nilifanyia nini? I think nilifurnish nyumba.
Okay.
Nilifurnish
By then
nyumba.
you were already married.
Yes. And you can imagine hiyo time nilikuwa hata sina vitu mingi. Mingi ni zile nilikuwa nimesaidiwa kupewa
Now,
ile uanze nazo maisha.
like it is very interesting. You started earlier on, then you were already in a family setup. Unajua ukiwa kwa familia uko na responsibilities zenye yani ni obligation, you must meet them. Then
Yeah.
this industry is very risky, sababu si guarantee like utakuja ukae upate umetengeneza kitu. Like in
Eh,
fact now, how did you deal with this? Because this is very risky. You may lose money. Then hapa kuna vitu zinakungoja. How are you able to balance all these things? Like ni ile kukuwa na mtu understanding mwenye anakusukuma, mwenye anaelewa hii kitu, ama you had your own ways?
okay, mi naweza sema kitu ya kwanza, yes, nilibarikiwa to have
Okay,
a partner who is mwenye ako na akili, who is reasoning, and also who ana believe na kenye nafanya,
very nice.
because by that time hakuna mtu aliwahi fanya forex mwenye maybe ningesema huyu anafanya na anapata pesa.
Yeah.
So she was understanding. I'd say it's a lot of time is a support. Nikigongwa vizuri, niko na stress, anajua kuhandle hiyo stress.
Mm. Very nice. Now, Mr. Andrew, I think we are on the tail end of this, but I
Yeah.
would just like to ask you some 3 questions hapa. You give me just a general idea what you think about them and maybe what you can say about it. So the
Yes.
first question is that knowing what you know now and given a chance that you have to start afresh, what is the 1 or 2 things that you will be able to do differently? Zenye like they can be able to reduce that timeline yenye ilikutake to make money. Maybe if it took you 1 year, it can take it back to maybe 5 months. So what can you do different if you are taken back again?
I would invest in a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
no matter the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, since I have a mentor, I'll not use a demo.
Mm-hmm.
I will want to learn the pain of losing early. So instead of demo, I will open a live account, even if it is depositing $20,
Mm-hmm.
and I will respect my deposit. If I have to lose it, I will lose it with dignity.
Okay.
So with the dignity, I mean I will use risk management carefully.
Okay.
Yes. So, and what is the last thing that I'll not do? Ni kuomba Mungu anipatie roho ngumu.
You can be so that you can be able to handle easy heartbreaks.
Yes.
Yes. So my number 2 question is, which trading resource that has been a gem to you that without that resource haungekuwa mahali huko? Which is that one trading resource yenye umetumia imekusaidia and you can tell other people maybe to exploit?
YouTube.
Which specific channel YouTube?
There's a guy called naweza kumbuka hata majina.
It
Kuna
has been
moja
a while, eh?
JEAFX. Mwingine anajiita ati Photon, PHOTON. Yeye alikuwa anaitwaje? Kuna mwingine alikuwa anaitwa Smart Risk. Smart Risk
Okay.
ako sawa sana for beginners, for basics. Na also Dr. TradX yangu sasa.
Of course, now you are on that level. Why not?
Yes.
Sawa. So the last question is, in your opinion, what do you think is the number one reason yenye inazuia watu wengi wenye wanakuja into this forex, they are not able to perform? Just the one yenye una feel the strongest one reason yenye ina prevent, which hinders many people from being successful in this.
Mixing strategies and a lot of information.
Very true. I can relate to that because you see a strategy,
You get
they are
right.
called shiny objects. Unaona like hii ndio hii. You trade it maybe a week, it gives you 2 losses, unaachana nayo, then you are on to another strategy. So the strategy hopping, that is very true. So nimeshukuru sana. I think that is the end of this, and ladies and gentlemen, that was my time. If you like the episode, you can give me a thumbs up, and also you can subscribe for more. To get on to Andrew, I'll put his links on the description, so check them out if you want to reach him directly. So until next time, God bless.
God bless you.